We're back with some more Murder Otaku. Murder is game over. Let's go. I'm excited. I haven't played Murder is game over in a little while, so I have. I'm excited to see what this one's all about. The introduction. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 2 years ago. The public gardens. We've got Hime and Rina. Jennifer! Rina! Here, Jennifer, take this. Oh. Oh no. No. It's too late for you. No! Forgive me! Serena just murdered. And this only statue saw. Murdered Jennifer. Oh, and this only statue's come to life. It's gonna start haunting the place. Maybe we'll have our first real ghost. The investigation. Present day. Before the events of Murder is Game Over, Deal Killer. Officer Adams, you're back. Leo, it's so good to see you again, my sweet little friend. Oh dear, excuse me. Yes, welcome, Detective Guy. Thank you so much for coming out here in the line of duty, even way past your bedtime in the middle of the night. That's me, doing whatever it takes. Well, at least try not to yawn. There's been a suspicious death here, and we've got no time to waste. Let me fill you in on what we know now. Tell me about the case details. Very well, let's dive right into the specifics. Let's tell a location. It's 11 PM at the Grand Build-A-Bit Hotel in downtown Pennsylvania, Philadelphia even. This 1920s Art Deco-styled high-rise hotel has a lot of history. This is just the first floor. If you think this is impressive, wait until you see the view from above. Ooh. Tell me, Detective Guy, have you ever been to an anime convention before? Are you asking Detective Guy, or are you asking me? Because if so, yes, I have. Well, this coming weekend, the Build-A-Bit Hotel is also the home of Yokai Con, a brand new anime convention in its first year. If you know what an anime convention is, then I'll speak you a long-winded explanation of anime fandom. Yokai Con is poised to open its doors to the public early tomorrow morning, so we desperately need your help. Solving this case before the area is crawling with anime nerds. Or fans, even. The victim is a young Japanese woman named Rina Ishida. She's a well-known Japanese pop singer who was flown into the convention as a special guest and performer. Rina was a J-pop idol singer, and she just murdered Jennifer. Interestingly, Rina Ishida graduated from a prestigious university here in Philadelphia before she went back to Japan and started a deal with Oricon Records in Tokyo. Rina performed the theme song for a popular new anime last year, and her career took off as a result. This event was going to be like a homecoming show for her. Now she's dead, and we've got to get this case solved before the Japanese consulate arrives and it turns into an international crisis. The cause of death. Believe me, if I knew how Rina Ishida died, we would have let you sleep. You'll find a body in the Atlantic Theatre, on stage in a locked room in the dark. The main door was locked and the hotel owner reports that the freight elevator inside had been broken for several weeks. Interesting. A locked room mystery. How exciting. I suggest you and Kalia begin with examining the murder victim's body. The entrance to the theatre is a large door to the left, just up from the hotel server's desk. Persons of interest. The hotel proprietor, Betty Build-A-Bit, is the granddaughter of the hotel's original owner, Bartholomew Build-A-Bit. She adamantly believes that the hotel is haunted. It's certainly an unusual old building. Miss Build-A-Bit insists that this is some kind of supernatural murder. The ghosts of the hotel's dark past are to blame. I find it hard to believe we're looking to you for an explanation. Sounds like a job for me. Including Betty Build-A-Bit, there are 8 people in the hotel. They're all here for the anime convention or on the hotel staff. Each one is a suspect. Once you look at the body and make some deductions, you'll gain access to the full hotel area and its denizens. And finally, tell me who I am. I don't know. You're our main man, mystery man. Detective Guy. You've already solved some baffling cases, and I've no doubt that you're well prepared now, even when I'm barely slept. Oh, but I almost forgot. Cleo, your clue-sniffing dog, is fantastic. She always knows where to find evidence that the police overlooked, and she's always so well behaved. It's not my dignity to talk to your adorable dog, even if most people won't. Yes, Cleo, I love you too. Aw, that's cute. I'm ready. The police have sealed off the hotel entrance in order to detain the suspects. If Betty Bullabit's suggestion of a supernatural death is wrong, then that means the murderer is still here in the hotel. Hope you and Cleo can get to the bottom of this affair soon. We're counting on you. I'm gonna look for a logical explanation before I assume that this death is supernatural, locker room or not. Let's go, Cleo. So firstly, let's... Ooh. Oh yeah, arrow. Arrow keys to move. I was doing the W-st. I'm guessing this is where the body is. The Atlantic Theatre. That's what she said. Ooh. Got a clue already. Somebody has spilled over this can of paint inside the Lock Theatre. Probably an accident that happened in the dark. You can see small traces of footprints in the paint splashes here too. That's interesting. These marks are material enough for me. This was done by a person, not a ghost. Still doesn't explain how the person responsible got into and out of this locked room though. Maybe they had the key. Be easy enough to unlock the door, or if you had the key. This must be the elevator that was mentioned earlier. This freight elevator is definitely broken. Someone slashed one of the cables down below. There's no way somebody could enter or exit the theatre through the freight elevator when it's not operational. Right. One of the cables has been slashed. Interesting. There's Arena's body. Have a look at that. It's the body of the murder victim, Rina Ashida. She's dressed in the style of J-pop idol singer and performer. Her hair colouring is very intricate and eye-catching. Almost looks like a wig. She's also wearing a surgical mask. Her throat was slit by something large and sharp. She must have died instantly. If she was staying as a guest, then she must have had a hotel room keycard. I don't see it on her person. What happened to her hotel room keycard? There's no blood around the body. Was Rina Ashido killed here? If not, how did the body end up in this locked theatre? I guess we've got another mystery to solve. Maybe the elevator was working and someone's just recently slashed the thing. Or maybe they hid the body in that oil drum. That's when the oil spilled out. Or maybe they murdered her backstage. It's interesting that on this side there's like a white dot right here. But there's not one on the other side. Oh well. Got two different statues, a mermaid and a merwoman. And there's no other entrance to the backstage from this side. There's only one from that side. We found the victim's body and investigated the theatre thoroughly for clues. Let's go back and report to Officer Adams about what we now know. No, I refuse. I'm going to look at this first. Oh, there's some food over there too. We can get started on the food quest. There's an old issue of the Philadelphia Inquisitor newspaper from 1 year ago. Headline: Historic Hotel reopens with historic new owner. Betty Build-A-Bit, granddaughter of the infamous Bartholomew Build-A-Bit, recently purchased the rights to the historic hotel bearing her family name. Constructed in 1919, this luxury hotel welcomed many famous guests including politicians, movie actors, mafia dons and other celebrities of the day. Bartholomew's success proprietorship was cut short by the oncoming of prohibition laws, which he brazenly refused to heed. He was arrested on suspicion of operating a secret speakeasy. He died in prison after refusing to confess. Bartholomew Build-A-Bit's last words were, "You corrupt pigs can't take away my dark ale and my red wine, but you'll never find my secret stash of gold," before it was muffled and taken away. The hotel lay mostly dormant for decades, with rumors of ghosts and lurid events stemming the efforts of new owners and managers. Today, thanks to a multi-million-dollar loan from the Liberty Bell Bank, the historic Build-A-Bit Hotel is now owned and operated by Bartholomew's kin once more. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Right. We don't want to go up the elevator yet. Alright, we'll take the doggy bag with us after we solve the case. I promise you'll get an amazing treat. Oh, only 20. Okay. I feel like the problem with there being 20 though is that with 20 they can be more hidden. Whereas with 40 they can be a little bit more you know, spread out. Will you and Cleo be able to make any deductions after investigating the locked theatre? Yes, we finished investigating the theatre for now. Cleo found some important clues which had previously been overlooked. Excellent, I knew Cleo was a good clue-sniffing dog. We were able to determine Rina Ishida's cause of death. She had her throat slit. Rina Ishida was murdered by an incision to the neck. Her throat was slit, slashed by some kind of sharp, large weapon. You're right, Cleo. That's interesting. The murder victim was a singer. When her throat was slit, her singing voice was symbolically silenced. And the dogs had all of that. There was also no blood found on stage by the body. That suggests that the killing took place somewhere else, rather than inside the locker room. In addition to the front door, the hotel proprietor also mentioned a freight elevator that connects to a loading dock in the basement. Were you able to observe the working condition of the freight elevator? It was broken. It had a wire cut. Someone slashed one of the cables in the basement. Nobody could enter or leave the theatre, then it seems impossible. The hotel owner is right. Can this poor girl really have been killed by some kind of evil spirit haunting the Build-A-Bit hotel? I don't know about any ghosts, but Cleo and I found evidence that another real person was inside the theatre. The spilled paint. A bucket of paint had been knocked over and spilled onto the floor. We also noted footprints from the paint spilled next to the paint bucket. I see, so then the footprints in the paint prove that somehow another person was inside the enclosed theatre. Why would the owner of this hotel protest that the death was somehow caused by the supernatural? Cleo and I found an old newspaper article about the reopening of this hotel. The hotel lay mostly dormant for decades, with rumours of ghosts and lurid events stymieing the efforts of new owners and managers. But today, thanks to a multi-million-dollar loan from the Liberty Bell Bank, the historic Build-A-Bit Hotel is now owned and operated by Bartholomew's kin once more. See to it that you speak with her about this. You'll find Betty Build-A-Bit on the mezzanine level. You can access the mezzanine using either the elevator or the set of stairs in the back of this foyer. Cleo and I have solved some other cases where what seemed like a supernatural occurrence turned out to be a red herring. Basically all of them. We're only going to admit that this is supernatural when we're completely unable to find a logical solution. This case has just begun. I know that you and Cleo can do it. So do I. So do I. This case is in your hands. I'm going outside to make sure the area is secure. Now have the authority to move freely around the Build-A-Bit hotel so you can keep looking for clues and suspects. When you're certain that you know who the killer is, then the police will be ready. Good luck, detective guy. And you too, Cleo. Yes, Cleo, excuse me, you too. We're all counting on both of you. Be careful. I knew that she was going to say that. So we'll get a map as well, that's handy. In case it gets massive. Should I have half a feeling that I should go to the Atlanta Theatre just to look for food. Let's go upstairs first. And worry about food later. Betty Build-A-Bit. Tell me about yourself. Welcome to my family's iconic grand Build-A-Bit hotel, darling. What do you think of this place? Owner of the hotel, interesting. I'm Betty Build-A-Bit, of course. Surely the cops must have mentioned me. This hotel has had all kinds of wild escapades over the years. Excited to know we've still got it. Oh dear, I hope that you didn't come off a bit cold. Good. I see your dog found that old newspaper clipping. I was wondering where it went. I'm extremely proud to have obtained the rights to buy my grandfather's hotel. But it's going to take a lot of effort to restore this place to its former grandeur. Victim. I didn't know the victim, but I was looking forward to having performers in the Atlanta Theatre again after all these years. It was my job to provide hospitality to all our guests. So I made sure the anime convention personnel had their own private floor away from other hotel guests. Guess you haven't had the chance to ride in our elevator yet. The plate is there because the other floors aren't ready for a hotel guest yet, so I sealed them off. Oh, there's a seal. Oh dear, I'm rambling, aren't I? Anyway, I set that unfortunate girl up in one of the nicest rooms on the 12th floor, and then I kept my nose out of her affairs. Her alibi. Don't point your finger at me, young man. I have an alibi for the murder. Earlier tonight, I was having a friendly conversation with the Yokai-Con business owner in the convention suite on the 12th floor. Lana Kramer may have the title of convention chair officially, but I assure you that her father, Billy, is the one pulling the financial strings. I know them too. Billy Kramer will vouch that I didn't leave the convention suite until we heard the terrible news. I want my money for Yokai-Con now. You've had out on me long enough. I'm sorry, but those aren't the terms we agreed on to do business. Ho ho ho. There have been a lot of unusual goings on at this hotel recently. You might want to reconsider. You'll get your money by the end of the weekend once I get what I want. Hello, yes, come in. Hey, I've been looking all over for you. Where have you been? I couldn't find you at the front desk. What? Did something happen? My singer, Rena, heard a scream from inside her hotel room. The door to her room is locked. Surely you can't be serious. Hurry, we need to unlock her hotel room. Let's go. You can find Mr. Kramer in the convention suite on the 12th floor. Okay, let's have a chat with him soon. It's like I told Officer Adams, this hotel is haunted. Surely you found that cold ghostly presence when you explored the theater? The ghosts of the past are the true owners of this hotel, and I'm just their humble caretaker. The window glass on the 13th floor keeps shattering no matter how many times I get it repaired. Then 2 weeks ago, Hannah told me that the 3 elevator cables in the basement inexplicably broke. Since she was hired 6 months ago, Hannah keeps herself busy fixing up the 13th floor. She's a great worker, especially for what I can afford to pay. And now we've got an unexplainable matter inside La Theater. Don't tell me that you don't believe in ghosts just because you say you found a few footprints. How did you know about that? Did I mention it? Could it be the ghost of my grandfather, Bartholomew, or perhaps it was someone from one of those mafia executions that happened here decades ago? Maybe some Japanese spirit that appeared here because of the anime convention. One way or another, there's something sinister is in the air here. You reckon she pronounces it a-name? I've used the master key to unlock all the hotel rooms on your behalf. An a-name convention. Good luck, you and your dog will need it. Ha 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 ha. Betty is a bit of a dick. She does not believe in us. This is some kind of old parchment with writing on it. But what is this, riddle? What does it mean? We haven't met anyone who's mentioned something like this yet. A riddle, eh? Maybe that'll be the secret treasure for this game. Always do love doing the treasure hunts. I wonder where we can find that gold that was mentioned in the found a quarter. Ooh, are we gonna do some gaming? A fitness center, and there's a red thing floating in it, and a red ball here. We cannot investigate. This document is Rena Ishida's contract with Oricon Records. Her terms with Oricon Record are about to expire unless the contract is renewed. We haven't met anyone from the record company yet. But we did see that guy in the flashback, so... the yoga ball there. That's unusual. What is this large red towel doing floating around in the swimming pool? How did it get here? Why has most of the water been drained from the pool? Florian has made the towel a deep, clean crimson red. So it wasn't crimson beforehand, so it's not soaked with blood or anything like that. Or it might have been, but the full chlorine just washed it off. Ooh. Don't look at your screen that is showing the recording when you're trying to actually play the game. We haven't looked at this door yet. Or the other door, for that matter. There's an Oni on the hotel roof. Is it the hotel roof now? Let's go normal. Yeah, why not? We've got to keep seeking out more suspects and clues. We want some difficulty, right? Oh, this is the... and I see the plate that she was talking about before. Let's have a look at this room. Courtyard. Up on the mezzanine floor. Ooh, and another person. And some bees. What are we learning about bees? Careful, Cleo, there's a bee's nest. The bees are generally not active until morning, but we still shouldn't get too close. I've got thoughts about that, but I'll save them for later. Oh, sorry. Do you want to see my press credentials? Stella News, a J-pop idol music journalist, eh? Your identity. My name is Stella, and I'm the editor of a small music design called, well, Stella. I was invited to interview Rina Ishida about her career as an idol performer. My press pass got me into the event before the crowds arrive tomorrow. What's going to happen with the anime convention now? Rina Ishida was a J-pop music star, both in America and in Japan. I can fill you in on some of her stories since this is my area of expertise. Rina Ishida and her American college roommate recorded some videos of themselves singing in a song cover duets as Hime X Rina. They went viral on social media. That was Jennifer, right? Before long, they were attracting interest from top Japanese record labels, and soon Hime X Rina had inked a deal with Oricon Records in Tokyo. Sadly, everything they worked for was short-lived when the other girl, Hime, suddenly collapsed from a freak medical accident and passed on. The tragic death of Hime from Hime X Rina resulted in a huge outpouring of sympathy from Japan's. Rina Ishida and Oricon Records enrolled the wave of attention and continued her career as a solo artist. After performing a few successful songs in popular anime, Rina became a popular artist in her own right. This show at Yokai-Con would have been her triumphant return to where it all began. I was looking forward to being the one to ask her how she felt about everything in retrospective. Just wish that I had fully understood what happened. Yeah, interesting. Interesting indeed that she got fame out of Hime's death. My alibi? Well, I rolled the elevator with Rina just before she died. She got off at the 12th floor to return to her hotel room. I wanted to arrange our interview, but I could tell from her demeanor that something was going on. I figured it would be better to try again later rather than put pressure on her before the big event. So I watched her hit the button for the 12th floor and get off the elevator. But then I went about my business. It's interesting how this elevator is laid out, isn't it? I'll show you in the actual elevator itself what I'm talking about, but yeah. I saw Rina Ishida get off the elevator with my own eyes. It makes no sense. I was hoping to take a picture of the Atlantic Theatre earlier tonight, but the door was locked. I don't understand how Rina Ishida could have left her hotel room and then been murdered in the locked theatre. It seems impossible. We spent hours looking for her all over the hotel. Suspicions? There was this young man holding a bouquet of roses who tried to approach Rina before she got in the elevator. He seemed like a real big fan, if you know what I mean. Rina Ishida was beautiful, talented, smart, popular, and nice, so she had lots of fans. Unfortunately, some idol fans get a little too attached to their favorite performers. That's what this smelled like to me. What's the word? Incel? The type of guy who doesn't take rejection well. Rina! Hey, you're Rina Ishida! I have something for you. It's a surprise. I hope you like it. I've been a big fan of your singing for years. I think you're perfect and I hope you never change. He wouldn't even look at me. Yeah, he's definitely an incel. Let's get him out of here. Not sure what happened to the guy with the flowers. He's probably in the video room watching, never mind, hentai. He's watching hentai. Rina Ashida was a hero to J-pop music fans everywhere, myself included. We lost Hime 2 years ago. Now this. What a horrible price to pay for fame. Interesting. Oh, that was an interesting sound as well. Yeah, let's have a look at the elevator so that I can tell you what I was thinking about. Oh, okay. When we saw it in the flashback there, basement, I don't know whether I can circle it with my mouse. Basement was here, number 1 was down here, and 12 was here, and 13 was here. Now it's labeled much more clearly like an elevator would be. So someone might have switched the buttons. In fact, I'm coming to the conclusion that that's probably what happened. Someone switched the buttons around. The people that come immediately to mind are the lady, the hotel owner, and the hotel maintenance worker, who we haven't actually met yet. But we will be meeting, probably. I believe that the lady Biddy said that she was up on the 13th floor or something like that. We saw you in the flashback, Toma. We figured out who killed my singing detective son. Toma Ori, the victim's manager, who needs to start smoking. Tomokazu Ori, vice president of Oricon Records in Tokyo. Rina Ishida was one of our label's most prized assets. As the artist manager, it's my job to make sure the tenant does everything that's required by contract. As you know, Rina was booked to perform at the convention this weekend. Naturally, I accompanied her. Also traveling with us was Kiki Suzuki, a new signee to the label who was supposed to be Rina's opening act. Kiki's hotel room is also on the floor of this building. She doesn't have the same kind of popularity with fans as Rina had. The victim, tell me all about it. As you probably know by now, Rina Ishida was one of the top artists on Oricon Records roster. She first became popular on the internet as a duet with another singer, which is how she attracted the attention of Oricon Records. After her partner died suddenly, it made sense to offer her a deal as a solo performer. So 2 years ago, Rina Ishida signed with us. Rina Ishida was beloved by the fans. All I wanted was for her to keep on performing. But your alibi? My alibi? I was outside her hotel room, standing guard until it happened. I saw Rina step out of the elevator, and she walked right past me and through the hotel room door. Interesting. That was someone cosplaying as. Rina, can we talk about this big decision? You're still signed to a contract with Oricon Records, and I'm still your manager. Yeah, she's not talking to anyone. So I reckon it's someone cosplaying as her. So I waited for her. Come on, Rina, open up. This is important business. And she screamed. And we know Lixi's here and she can cosplay real well. After hearing the scream, I went to the hotel lobby to try and locate Betty Build-A-Bitch, who had the master key to the hotel. Betty wasn't at the front desk, so I kept looking. Eventually, I found her in the convention suite speaking with Billy Kramer. When we finally got Rina's hotel room door opened, Rina was gone without a trace. There was no signs of a struggle. I was right here outside Rina Ishida's hotel room until I heard her scream and left to seek help. What about the locked room? What do you think about the locked room, my friend? I don't understand how Rina Ishida could simply vanish from one locked room and then turn up dead in another locked room. If you can figure that out, I think you'll have the key to the mystery. I sure can. He fell through the floor. This anime convention is suspicious. Between you and I, it doesn't seem very well run. Billy Cream, the guy putting up the money for the event, doesn't even like anime. I'm not even sure he could locate Japan on a map. So what's Billy Kramer's deal? Why is he putting on this event at all? I reckon because of Lexi, right? He's still hanging around in the convention suite, the big room down the hall. If you talk to him, you'll see what I mean. I reckon he definitely says it, I mean. You didn't mention you had a contract dispute with the victim. Hey, that's Rena. She did a record contract. Give it back. It's a trade secret. Let me guess. You offered her a deal, she turned you down. Then you threatened her and it got out of hand. No, that's not what happened. Alright, the truth is that Rena was planning to quit. To retire from being a performer. Nobody on the outside knew? Her departure would have been a disaster for the company. I reckon it's because it's a 2-year anniversary of Jennifer, right? That's my current running theory anyway. Good news, Rena. Our record records have proved a much larger advance on your upcoming record. You'll be pleased. I'm not re-signing. What? You can't be serious. I'm done with this career. I'm graduating. Finished. Moving on. You'd be crazy not to sign. No, I'm going to medical school. I'm going to be an allergist. Interesting. But isn't being a J-pop idol what you wanted? When you and your singing partner formed Hime Rena and started recording videos? It's what she wanted. I've done everything I can for Jennifer to live her dream of being a pop music idol that she was unable to live. Then what? Now it's time for me to live my own dream. What I want to do is find a way to save more people like Jennifer. I can't bring her back, but I can become a doctor so I can do my best to help people. Interesting. I was determined to pursue going to medical school and becoming an allergist, even if it meant the end of her singing career. When she came back to the hotel room later, I couldn't even get in a word. I reckon. I don't believe it. What is our Conric going to do now? That Jennifer died from an allergy, and that's why she wants to become an allergist. Because she said, I want to save more people like Jennifer, which means more people that have allergies, right? There's only here. Like the one that we saw on the roof. This sure is a gruesome looking statue, but it's only a statue. What's a bubbly pop star doing with such a terrifying statue anyway? Maybe we can find someone who knows something about this strange statue. Interesting. What are my thoughts about the statue? I think that it probably came from that anime nerd. Another quarter for our quarter collection. I wonder what those go for. Oh, it's Billy Kramer. So Billy Kramer is a game developer, right? So it's not necessarily weird that he would be funding an anime convention, especially if it's got game stuff in as well. This looks exactly like the murder victims here. Oop. I missed all of that. Wonder if we can look at it in our clue. I was accidentally holding down a button and that's what happened. Cosplay week. A high quality artisan would start to look just like the victims here. Interesting. Well, hopefully none of that dialogue had too much important stuff in it for me to solve the case. You guys can't see it, but there's a cat down here. So I'm scaring the cat. Got a little love heart. Let's, oh, you can see the cat now. Come out. I was just gonna move myself and I don't even need to do that. I'll have you know my time is valuable, Detective Gary. My name is Gary. What the heck? How did they know I was playing this game? My name is Guy. Whatever, buddy. Just make it snappy. I'm looking for something important that I misplaced. The suspect added a case of Billy Kramer. 1. Yoko Icon Financier. That scared me, honestly. My name's Billy Kramer, and I'm the one putting up the money to run this anime convention. Yippee-con, yucky-con, whatever silly thing my daughter Lana decided to name it. You can find Lana on the first floor in the exhibition hall. I believe the anime convention is called Yokai-con, so... Whatever. I don't speak Chinese. Do what you want. I run a huge video game publishing device, Activision Games. Have you seen our record high stock prices listed in today's Philadelphia Inquisitor? I have not. Do I look like I have time to watch children's cartoons? Okay. I was just wondering what I missed. Poor singer, I know, it's very bad for business. It's not my position to mingle with the talent. I let Lana make all the guest booking decisions. I wanted to get into the field of trade show management. I thought this would be a good way to test the market. That's why I agreed to it. I don't necessarily believe that. Anyway, I didn't kill her. I don't even listen to K-pop. J-pop in this case. I was here in the convention suite when all the commotion just started. I was having a discussion with the hotel owner. It built a bit. No, I don't want to rewatch the scene. I've seen it already. Oh, you spoke to her already. Sounds like his alibi checks out. Better build a bit of the audacity to try and demand a bigger down payment for hosting the convention here. I told her it was out of the question. It's not my fault that she can't keep this place out of the red financially. It's not my problem. It's her problem. Locked room? Well, an old building like this is bound to be full of secrets. Speaking of which, have you seen an old piece of paper lying around somewhere? I must have dropped it. Belongs to me. I haggled over it fair and square. That must be the riddle, right? If you ask me, better build a bit as your murderer. I bet she did it to get back at me by sabotaging the event. Do you believe all that hogwash about ghosts? No. You talked to her already. Don't you think she's a little crazy? I do, but now I don't know how she did it. That's your job. Figure it out. Smoke and mirrors, holograms, a secret passage maybe? Oops, so yeah, he's definitely looking for the secret passage, just like he did on the mountain. You mentioned that you're looking for an important piece of paper. It wouldn't happen to be 100 years old, would it? Ah! Me and I recovered this document in our search. Reach my secret hidey. Gaze at the 5 statues idly. The key is to find the ivory. Deep down below you'll find me. But how you give me that? It's mine. It's a clue in the murder investigation now, but what is it? That test is a riddle written by Bartholomew Build-A-Bit that leads to his treasure. That fool owner of the hotel sold it to me for cheap, not knowing what it was. When the article in the Philadelphia Inquisitor announced the reopening of this hotel, mentioned the original owner's arrest for violating prohibition laws. He even mentioned gold in it. Bartholomew Build-A-Bit's last words were, "You corrupt pigs can take away my dark ale and my red wine, but you'll never find my secret stash of gold." Muffled and taken away. It's gold. That's what's hidden here, something in the Build-A-Bit hotel. And this riddle is the key. Alright, I admit it. That's the whole reason I agreed to finance this anime convention in the first place. It would provide a distraction to keep the hotel management busy while I search for Bartholomew the bartender's treasure and get rich. But now with the murderer about, I'm not taking chances. Okay, you can try your luck. I haven't been able to make any sense out of this confounded riddle. Well, I think I already know some answers to it. I should have known better than to take my daughter's business idea secretly. Yes, I can use Ryoko-con as a tax write-off. I still succeed. Maybe people will come for the stalls and less for arena. Usually you've got like a lot of stores. Robert, you're here. And you know what? The demon was just chasing me, so you can't be here. There's no way you could get this room in time. This is one of Hime X Rena's popular music videos from 2 years ago. The channel was taken down after Jennifer, passed away. Unfortunately, I've got a bootleg copy of my secret web server. It has millions of views back then. This was just before they got contacted by Oricon Records. Yeah, sure. Let's watch the video. I want to listen to their singing. Thanks too much for everyone for enjoying our music and videos. We want to thank our friends, family, and our fans all over the world. What a banger. Love it. And my wonderfully created sister Hanako for making these amazing costumes. Arigatou gozaimasu! They're both amazing, aren't they? I think so. Yeah. What are you doing watching anime? Rina Ishida's killer must be brought to justice. Robert Thor is an anime enthusiast. My real name is Robert Thors, and I'm a computer specialist. I drove a long distance to be here. I'm a very big Rina Ishida fan and J-pop music fan in general. I was one of the original Hime's Rina fans, and I've followed her career closely since the beginning. This incident 2 years ago. I bought a VIP badge to attend YokoCon on the internet, and I was looking forward to get to finally meet her. Not anything else. Rina Ishida was one of my favorite singers. I even memorized all kinds of trivia about Hime. It's Rina that I read in an idol zine. Jennifer Hime Beauregard, university major, performing arts. Favorite anime? Sailor Moon. Worst phobia? Bees. Oh yeah, so I think that she did die of bees. A bee sting. And yeah, not Rina attacking her as we saw in the flashback there. Which might have been her getting an EpiPen to stab into her. Who knows? We have not figured that one out. But it's an interesting thought. This was I gonna say. This was written by the lady in the garden, right? Yeah, Stella. Yeah. Rina Ishida, university major, pre-med. Favorite anime? Macross Frontier. Worst phobia? Letting down my friends. And Rina always wanted to get into med. She was pre-med. Alright, that's enough, thanks. I understand that the victim mean a lot to you. If you can do anything to help, please call on me. Are you wearing a mask? I was here in this video room for most of the night until the manhunt for Rina began. Vicky Suzuki, one of the other performance guests, wandered in here just before it happened. This hotel room is number 1208. What did she walk in here for? And are you the murderer, mate? It sounded like you wanted to do more than just meet her. It's not that I'm excited, but it just feels like so much pressure. I'm scared. How so? Let's just say there are times you're expected to do things you may not want to do, but you have to stay careful. Maybe Kiki did it. In the end, the love of the fans makes it all worthwhile. Rina Ishida has been through so much in her career. She's a true idol. Kiki did not like that. Hey, what's all this commotion in the hallway? So I reckon this was either before or after she died, and they just played music in the room when they were wearing her cosplay. You know, people can be very different underneath a facade behind a mask. That's why you always wear one. Seems that somehow the killer was alone in the locker room situation with Rina Ishida. Wow, if only I could have been alone in a locker room with Rina Ishida. Gross. Gross. Oh geez, I didn't mean it like that. I mean... I would just shake her hand. Previously, I think it was that hotel mate, Hanako. She spends all her time on the 13th floor, where those mafia executions were supposed to have happened a long time ago. She seems normal, but there's something about her that seems off. That Hannah is still up on the 13th floor. Rina Ishida had a heart of gold. There's no way a sweetheart like Rina deserves a horrible fate like this. Teammates Rina will live on in the hearts of fans like me everywhere. Yeah. Agree, their music banger. I'd keep on listening to them if I was a fan. 1208, that must be the room of Kiki Suzuki. Kiki, I'm stealing the dog food that you've left in your bathroom. I hope that you don't need to eat it or anything. I can't believe Rina Ishida is dead. This isn't what I had expected. Kiki Suzuki, emerging J-pop idol starlet. I'm Kiki Suzuki. I'm a singer from Japan. I'm excited to be a yokai-con with Oricon Records. Oh, that's what I was remembering. That's how I was planning to introduce myself at the concert before all this happened. The victim. Rina Rashida was a talented and popular singer who had everything. I'm only a new artist on the label trying to make my way and win over the fans. The woman who runs the convention doesn't even know my name. Rina was my rival, but I'm not afraid of a little competition. No, I wasn't going to murder her, although one it was to be able to kill it on stage during the show. Kill it by Rina. The rumor is that Rina is going to retire, to graduate from being an idol performer, as we say. She might have not have appreciated having so many adoring fans, but it sounds like a dream to me. I guess being a performer, it takes away a part of your soul. Alibi. Well, first I was in here rehearsing my song, and just before it happened, I went into the video room. That guy with the mask was in there watching Rina's concert footage. No, I don't wanna. Oh, you met him already? He seemed like a nice guy to me. Smart, passionate, and creative. Are you gonna start dating, eh? I used to think dying on stage was poetic for a singer, but this is a nightmare, especially when your throat is cut. That is poetic in a nightmare way. I had to reheat his body, get from her hotel room to the stage after Ori-san heard her scream earlier. It's like evil magic is in the air. Suspicions. I've already admitted that I saw Rina Ishida as my rival. The competition among performers can be so intense. But who benefits from the drama between artists? The record label, of course. The fans eat it up. Tomo Ori was the artist manager for both Rina and myself. He can be so controlling and manipulative. Seems like Rina had gotten in another argument with Ori-san. Say you spoke with Tomo already? Was he able to tell you anything more about what had happened? I was born never to trust a record label. Now I understand why. Interesting. Ganbatte. Ganbatte. Gashimasu. Matane. Let's go to the basement. I wonder if there's any people down here. I always get confused with American flooring system. Oh. Gaze at the 5 statues idly. This is one of those 5 statues. Oh, we're already halfway through to the foodstuffs as well. Oh, this is a zine. This is an old episode of Stellar, a J-pop idol genre and music zone. This issue is from 2 years ago. Tragedy has shocked the world of J-pop music last week as Hime, aka Jennifer Beauregard, of Hime's Rina was suddenly found dead at a photo shoot in the Philadelphia Public Gardens. Jennifer Beauregard passed away due to a severe allergic reaction, and her body was recovered by her duet partner, Rina Ishida. Jennifer is survived by her parents and her sister, Rachel. Hime's Rina had recently been approached by the Japanese Oricon record label after their music video popularity exploded into the social media stratosphere. News by Stellar to interview Rina Ishida on the day of Hime's passing were rebuffed. Future plans for Rina after her partner's death at this point are known. Okay, so Rina did not want to speak with Stella. So Stella tried to interview Rina Ishida on the day that her music partner Hime died, so she was in the area. Right, we definitely need to speak with Stella about this new fact. Yes, we do. No, I don't want to read it again. I just walked into. Good that you've got the stretching lines now so that it doesn't accident. This is the hotel room keycard for room number 1203. This is the key to the murder victim's hotel room. How did Rina Ishida's hotel room keycard end up here in the basement if she never went to the basement? What was the exact sequence of events? I think that the elevator was broken much later. The paint's here, is it? This is the freight elevator that connects to the hallway in the back of the Atlanta Theater. Someone stood right here and slashed the cables to break the elevator, but why and when? And yet found out what was used to destroy the cables. Here there's paint splotches though, around. Oh, there's some food. And a moose. And a katana. It's a machete knife. This must be what was used to kill Reno Ishida. I don't know. It's serrated, right? So would it necessarily get that cut? We found the murder weapon. Looks just like the weapon held by that figure, the Japanese Oni demon statue. Wonder if Homer can tell us more. There's little fragments of industrial cable stuck to the blade. It looks like someone uses to slash the freight elevator cables too. You wouldn't necessarily get a clean cut. You'd see much more ragged lines around the cartridges. Like the arcade game in the expo hall. Oh, I like that graffiti there. That just says game. I'm getting your rat. Getting you. I'm back here. There we go. Shows you not to mess with me. Or whatever. What was the... oh, here's the entrance. I want to have another quick scan just in case I missed anything after this dog. Falcon. So that statue. As the magazine. What's down here? It's just another entrance to... that's the... this goes to back here. Sorry if I'm wasting everyone's time, I just want to be thorough. And this goes towards the elevator. Alright, I was wasting everyone. Okay, let's run. And we made it. Okay, let's go to... well, we learned a lot in the basement, didn't we? Let's go to floor 12. We got the floor 12 yet? Is that the one that all the other people are in? Might honestly be. So this is the nerds room, then we know for sure. There's not the nerds room, but... we've already spoken there. Let's go see Hanako. Hanako. Do you have any secrets, Hanako, that you're not telling me? You secretly Japanese? This is a medical device called an auto-injector. It's used to treat severe allergic reaction by piercing the skin with a needle. It's empty. Someone must have discarded it here after using it. The needle of the patient has been peeled off the label. I wonder who this belongs to. Perhaps Anna or Jennifer, even though she died 2 years ago. Died at this very hotel. It's plausible. The floor here is out. Hey look, there's an old dog toy someone put inside the laundry car. There you go, you can have it. Really, Cleo? How can this thing be a clue in this case? Alright, geez, I'll take it for you to play with later. Sometimes I just don't understand you, Cleo. She's a dog. She's a dog guy. Can't be understanded. She's just silly. And she's also a better investigator than you, so... This paperwork is the financial balance sheet for the Build-A-Bit Hotel. I wonder what we can learn from this. The hotel is in serious debt. Well, we know that they took out a loan. Betty Build-A-Bit is relying on the success of Yokai-Kon to pay off the loan from the bank, so she didn't want to murder them, right? Because otherwise, what would make Yokai-Kon go ahead? If she doesn't come up with the money soon, then the hotel gets repossessed. Just speak to her again and see what she has to say about this. So we get a couple of people to re-speak to on the mezzanine. There's Hanako there. She looks like a detective. This floor is off limits to hotel guests, but you're a detective, so I understand. Hanako, hospitality worker. I've been working as a hospitality worker here for about 6 months. This hotel doesn't get that much traffic, and my boss, Betty, likes to put on a show. So I spend most of my time up here on the 13th floor trying to clean this place up. That's alright, I don't mind keeping it to myself. Oh, so you've already met my boss. She's hard to miss, right? Yeah, she speaks exactly like you. It's weird. Singer from the anime convention? I don't know her. I'm not really into that stuff. There was that strange Japanese statue that was sent to the hotel 1 week ago. I left it on the front desk in the foyer. Is it still there? No. It was stolen by her, by Rena. I was working on the 13th floor all evening. I wasn't aware of what had happened until we started searching the hotel. If I was you, I would find out who was on the 12th floor at the time of death. A lot of rooms. I reckon it was you. How does a body materialize inside a locked room? I don't know, but this hotel has a lot of mechanical problems. Just when I'd finished repairing all the broken windows up here, a freight elevator suddenly stopped working 2 weeks ago. Guess that's why I'm here, right? Yeah, but someone cut that wire. I may not be a big anime fan, but one other thing I do know about a lot is some craftsmanship. J-pop merchandise sold by convention chair Lana Kramer looks cheap, shoddy, and mass-produced. I wonder how the singer of her record label would have reacted if they found out that she was making bootleg costumes. Would that have led to a conflict that got ugly? Lana Kramer is probably in the exhibition hall keeping a close eye on the merchandise. I've actually been in there yet. Tell me what you know about this. You mentioned receiving a strange Japanese statue at the hotel. Yes, that's right. Where did you find it? What can you tell me about this, What happened 2 weeks ago? Betty and Hannah? What is this peculiar red statue doing on the front desk, Hannah? It arrived in package by way of today's mail. That's odd. Where did it come from? It was sent anonymously with no return address. Well, it certainly looks Japanese. Maybe it's from somebody affiliated with the anime convention coming up. Do you want me to get rid of it? No, Hannah, leave it here. This gives me an idea. Ho ho ho. I'm going to scare it away. I'm not sure what my boss meant by that remark. The guests that are giving me money. My boss thinks this place is haunted and that a supernatural force did it. I don't ask questions and she gives me a paycheck. For me, it just amounts to a lot of mess to clean up. Alrighty, let's go. We want to go to the floor mezzanine. The floor that is the mezzanine. Excuse me, Biddy. What do you have to say about this? Hey, give me that. You know what this is, don't you? The hotel balance sheet. That is proprietary. The financial records confirm that the hotel is about to be repossessed by the bank if you don't find a way to raise a huge sum of money, don't they? What of it? You're desperate, willing to do anything to preserve the hotel, which is such an important part of your family legacy. Stop already, it's true. If we don't raise at least $1 million by the next quarter, the hotel is history. So then you... I got the idea when my assistant showed me that Japanese demon statue. I was gonna open a ghost tour business, you know, let paranormal enthusiasts spend the night on the 13th floor, that sort of thing. May not be safe up there, but we need the money, honey. When you found out there was a murder earlier tonight, you wanted to take advantage of it. I admit that the thought crossed my mind, but I certainly didn't kill that poor girl. I was in the convention suite trying to get Mr. Kramer to pay up. I'm an opportunist. Does that make me a monster? I'm just baffled as everyone else about what happened. If you and your dog really can unmask the killer, well, there's hope, right? Yes, there is hope. But not for you. You're going away, lady. Trying to scam people. By offering a ghost service. Everyone knows that ghosts aren't real. Excuse me, Stella. Hey, that's my old issue of the Vine, the one that hasn't been released yet. I was planning to show it to Rena Rashida, but I must have dropped it somewhere. Yes, I found it in the hotel basement. What were you doing there? I wrote an article about Rena and her past in Philadelphia living up to this performance, along with an old picture. What picture? Oh, picture of them stabbing? I was in the public gardens 2 years ago to do a Photoshop with Hime X Rena for my music zine. Oh, that sad day. Do you say zine or zine? I just set up my automatic camera when I stepped away to take a phone call. It was Jennifer's sister, Rachel. It was meeting us and bringing some costume changes for the pair. That was when tragedy struck. Jennifer had serious allergies and she'd been stung by a bee by accident. She left her medical auto-injector back in the car. Irina raced back to get her. She ran as fast as she could, but by the time she returned to Jennifer's side, it was already too late. It wasn't until later when I was at the hospital arena and with Jennifer's family that I noticed my automatic camera had snapped this picture. It does look like she's gonna stab. I know it looks bad, but Rena had recovered Jennifer's auto-injector and she was just attempting to treat her with epinephrine before she passed. After that day, Rena Ishida became a very different person. Soon she was back in Tokyo working with Oricon Records and she stopped returning my phone calls. I mean, is it good that I figured this out? This story is incredibly sad, but it doesn't explain why I found your magazine lying on the floor of the basement. What were you doing down there? There was something wrong with the elevator. What do you mean? Well, I left the magazine and I pressed the button and go back to the first floor. That's not what happened. I was sure I pressed the correct button for the first floor. So at the time of the commotion outside Reno Shida's hotel room. That's right, I was alone in the hotel basement. I got lost. I'm sorry I lied about that earlier, but I didn't want to seem suspicious. I mean, you seem suspicious either way. Before I found my way back to the elevator, I had this strange popping sound coming from somewhere else in the basement. That must be the elevator. Inka. Sounded like something mechanical had been broken. I didn't have an explanation, but I thought it was worth mentioning. Yeah, good. So far my theories are right, that the elevator was damaged much later than has been reported. I reckon that Hannah Kerr did it all, and more importantly, that Jennifer definitely died of allergic reaction, but someone thought that she'd been stabbed. Up these stairs. Ah, here's the anime floor. Ah, and there's Lana in her zombie makeup as usual. Here's the arcade. Alright, we've got 3 quarters. Let's play this game. Oh, it's a Japanese role-playing game. Paladin Dream. Yeah, let's play it. Why not? I've not played the real Paladin Dream. I wonder if it's recommended. You are the chosen one who can save the world from evil. But this is only the beginning of the game. For now, your first trial is to go find a lost kitten in the misty woods. Where is Cleo when I need her? Or the Minotaur game, which is also, I believe, free. So maybe I should check that out. Also, I haven't mentioned this. Maybe I have, I don't know. But play these games, they're great and they're pretty cheap. So, yeah. Pretty good. Oh, we found a cat. The magical princess was kidnapped by blah blah blah. The game has been going for a long time. I should probably stop playing and get back to the mystery soon. Oh, it's time to fight the final boss. That was fast. Oh, we never find Cleo though. Epic hero attack. Oh, this is gonna be hard. Oof. Okay, let's eat some poutine. Poutine power. Heck yeah. Let's sort him up. Oh. I reckon this is hard. Ooh. Harder than the other ones, at least. Maybe if we found Cleo, it would have been slightly easier, rather than the cat. Oh. Alright, more poutine. I always love these little side games, you know? In any RPG, really. We've played To the Moon. It's like a little joke battle game in there. Near the very start, that's fun as well. The boss design is really good as well. Now I want to play Paladin Dream. I wonder if that's the actual final boss. However, Kuro triumphed over the final boss. Oh, well, I won, so I guess this is the part where I get to meet the magical princess. Let's see what happens. Good kiss. Oh, it's Cleo! Cleo! Well, Cleo certainly gets spoiled enough to be a princess. Now, where's my kiss, Cleo? Oh dear. Sometimes. We're 15 now. Oh, there's a book here too. What stall would I go see? Probably this one that says pony on it. Diary belongs to Iki Suzuki. She has experience performing and getting a record deal. I can't believe what just happened. I'm heartbroken. Rina Hime was my inspiration that got me to start performing. This is so sad. Get this recent entry. I don't want to do this because it has every aspect of my being. It's horrible, but I have no choice. I can't believe this is what my career has come to. So there's that. Killing someone? Action she referred to in this passage of text. Iki Suzuki was the Japanese singer we spoke to earlier. I wish you'd confront her about this diary entry. Maybe we should. Or maybe we should talk to Lana Kramer. I take it that you aren't here to buy cosplay accessories for the dog. Lana Kramer, Yokai Common Convention Chair. Did we meet in the Deal Killer? I think we did, yeah. Welcome to Yokai-Con. I'm Lana and I started this anime convention. I christened the event Yokai-Con based on my experiences working on costumes for horror movies. I never expected my beautiful event would turn into real-life medicine. How do you make it about horror movies? I was one who booked Rina Ishida to perform in the convention. My dad Billy handled the business side and I took care of the event programming. The J-pop concert in the Atlantic Theatre on Sunday was supposed to be perfect. Like the Chainsaw Man one. I already talked to my dad. He usually laughs when I suggest a business idea to him. Honestly, I'm not quite sure why he went along with it this time. Rina wasn't just a great singer, she also looked fabulous visually. The hair, the makeup, the wardrobe. She must have had an excellent costume designer. Her manager from Oricon Records, Tomo, charged us a lot of money, but I wanted to see her sing so badly. That's right, Omo Ori, her manager, was the one who heard her scream from inside her locked hotel room. Your alibi, eh? When Rina disappeared from her locked hotel room, I was here. Someone's gonna watch the dealer's room, right? Right. She left some of her costume materials down here for safekeeping before the show. I was hoping to greet her before she got into the elevator and went to her hotel room. She looked upset. Maybe it was a long flight from Japan. A lot's room. I love how creepy this hotel felt when I first took the tour last year, but I can't believe what happened. Like I said, I was in the foyer earlier and I saw her get on the elevator. I was also there when Betty Vanderbilt locked the door to the Atlanta Theatre. Each hotel guest has their own hotel keycard, so nobody besides her could get into the room. Which doesn't explain, it's the hotel proprietor would have their own master key in the case of emergencies. But Betty Bilderberg was also in the convention suite, having it out with my dad at the same time. So you're sure the victim's hotel room keycard was not found on anybody? Yep, I've got it in fact. That other singer, the new one who was brought to be the opening act, can't believe what she said to Rita before she died. So, watch out, Rina Ishida. You're about to get blown away. Who are you? You really don't know? I'm Kiki, the new signee to Oricon Records. Mark my words, your days on top are numbered. That's right, without your partner Hime, you're nothing. Tell me, where would you be if not for Hime? It's Rina. Leave me alone, Kiki. You're young and you're new at this. You don't know what you're doing. Well, I can't prove that Kiki killed Rina, but she was certainly acted hostile towards her. No, that is interesting. What do we have in form of evidence? Oh, geez, you found that? No, it's really not mine, I swear. This wig looks great, and my merchandise in the dealer's room is shoddy and mass-produced. My dad said that I should cut costs to have a larger profit margin. Find it lying on the ground haphazardly in the dealer's room and I couldn't resist. I grabbed it and took it to the car suite so that I could look at it later. It was just like Rita, she is a real hero. I was planning on to take it and copy it. My dad would have been impressed. Whoever had made this cosplay wig knew what they were doing and went through a great deal of trouble. It's a perfect copy of the murder victim's hairstyle. I'm sorry I took it. I didn't want to have record cable to see what I did. We know that Jennifer's sister Rebecca, or Rachel, one of them, was really good at costume design, so maybe she made it. Maybe she's the murderer. Maybe she came, because we know that she was coming, to the gardens. She saw Rena with the EpiPen. She thought that it was a knife and killed based on that. I guess I never thought of it until now, but what's with the perfect replica of Rena Ashida's hair doing hair at Yokai-Con? Question. I suggest it's not looking good for Yokai-Con now. Just hope you can figure out who did it. So do I. So do I. I am gonna figure out who did it. It's not a question of whether I am. We want to go to floor 12 and confront Kiki about her diary. Delivery service. Kiki, tell me all about your delivery service. You do DoorDash? Hey, give me that. It's my diary. I don't want to do this. It goes against every aspect of my being. It's horrible, but I have no choice. I can't believe this is what my career has come to. What exactly were you worrying about? No, that's a secret. Alright, I can explain. How good I get to be Tomo, my favorite character. So remember, Kiki-kun, when Rena is about to begin her uncle, that's your cue to rush the stage and splash black paint all over a pretty white dress. Alright, I just don't understand why I have to be so mean and nasty towards her. Social media drama. New rivalry between a popular veteran and an ambitious upstart. First will ever field day. I love her music, she's so inspiring. This doesn't feel like me at all. Your performance contract says you do what we tell you to do. If Otaku Records tell you to bark like a dog, you do as you're told. There's 100 other screeners waiting to sign the same contract. You want to make a name for yourself or not? Cool. Rena had many fans, which gave her more leverage in negotiating with the record label, but not me. I may have been instructed by the label to start a conflict with Rena for the sake of publicity, but I didn't want to do it. That's why I wrote about my diary. Sometimes it feels like the only way I can express myself. Gambate. Alright, you can have it back. No further questions. I believe you entirely. But you on the other. Actually, I've already talked to you about your evidence. Is there anyone I haven't talked to about evidence? I can't think of anyone. I'm gonna say Hannah, but I have. About... I guess we could go around and talk to everyone once again. What I want to do is try and find the statues first. I know it's all 2 statues. A doggy bag in here too. Are there any other statues around here? Not that I can see immediately. Oh, there's the body again. Go up this way. Oh, there's another doggy bag here. Let's go down the middle aisle. See if there's any doggy bags down here. And then across to the right here. Go up this way. No more doggy bags. Okay. Interesting. Let's try and have a look around here for statues. Have you guys seen any statues? Statue, bro? I know that this is the ivory, the white piano. And there's statues up here in the mezzanine. No, but have I been up this way? I certainly have. Now that I think about it, this is the fitness center. This is the... There's a statue. Are there any further statues in the garden? Does this count as a statue? No. No? No, it was 5, wasn't it? I mean, it would have told us by now. We would have got it. I've already talked to you about your evidence, Betty. There wasn't anything in the ball. Have a quick look in the exhibition hall again, just in case I missed anything. I did miss that, for example. Oh no, a bouquet of white roses, how romantic. Hey, why did someone dispose of these flowers here? Good enough for Robert. That was that guy who was really into idol music, I wonder. Well, it was good that we reached this room, wasn't it? Wouldn't have found that if it wasn't for that. Already looked at that book. I feel like Robert's the last person that we need to speak to in behalf of getting all this stuff as well. And we've already checked this whole floor, so let's go up to the floor. We're on floor 1, we're in the basement. Been to the mezzanine. Get a floor 12. We've checked the basement many times for statues. I think that you guys wouldn't be mad at me if I ran around. This is Kiki's room. I think this is Robert's room. Either way, I'm going to go into here to have a look. Robert. About this. Gee, what's this? He was attempting to give this bouquet to the murder weapon. Mentioned that you were a big fan of Rina Ishida. I don't know what you're talking about. Let me remind you that I'm investigating a murder. The victim rejected your romantic advances, and that gives you a serious motives. Alright, it's true, I was stalking Rina Ishida, and I miss it. I even used my computer skills to hack into the hotel database. I wanted to find out what room Rina was staying in. I might be clever enough to hack the database, but I couldn't find a way to hack that manager of hers away from guarding Rina's hotel room door. You have access to the hotel's database and you learn where the victim is staying? That's not all I discovered though. I was looking at the Bullbit Hotel's financial records and this place is about to be repossessed. I already know that. Better build a bit. It's need a way to come up with some serious cash to pay back the bank loan under tremendous pressure. The place is advertised as having a dark past. Maybe they dreamed up this whole lock room murder trick in a fit of desperation as a way to attack more media attention and business. That's certainly what the balance sheet shows. I didn't kill Rita. All I wanted was for her to be happy, I swear. If only I wasn't so awkward. Same dude, same. I agree entirely. And as such, that's why I'm going back into Billy's room. Billy, my fella, apparently already presented evidence. You have a statue in your room, you do? Exciting. That was the last statue we needed to find. We should check and see what the riddle tells us to do next. It tells us to play the ivory. Let's go and do that, shall we? While I walk this way. Walk this way even. To see if there's any food of the dog kind. Nope, but there might be down in the basement. Or in the secret room. Let's go to floor 1. Well, I wonder what evidence... Anyway, ivory. The key is to play the ivory. The riddle must be referring to this white piano. Let's see what happens. Good playing, guy. I didn't get as clear, but look, there's a hidden door in the wall by the piano. Any dog food? Oh, yeah. Getting close. Feel it in my bones. Dog food. Dog food. Food of the dog variety. Oh, it's a speakeasy. Oh, look how bad following you, but build a bit secret speakeasy, but I don't see a treasure here. Oh, I see. According to that old newspaper article, with the gold. I thought him of his last words were, "You crop kids can take away my dark ale, my red wine, but you never find my secret stash of gold before his muffled and take away." Red wine and dark ale, when he said gold, he wasn't talking about a pot of gold, talking about gold lager, or about gold rum. So the police couldn't take away his gold rum because he'd already drunk it. No treasure to be found in the secret speakeasy. Billy Kramer misunderstood the meaning of the words. This is not the first time that will happen. There's nothing here but a few empty bottles of booze. There's a clue to be found somewhere in this catacomb. Maybe. Rat. We should catch the rat much faster than we did in the other room. And more dog food. Only one more left. And we'll find that somewhere else in the catacomb. A catacomb. A cataclysm. Those all have the same origin. Go on to that. These buttons just look like the buttons found in the hotel elevator, but they're fake. I'll use these fake elevator buttons and change the floors when the elevator stops by sticking them on the top of the real elevator buttons. First floor and the basement is switched, and then the 12th and 13th floors are switched. That way, when an unnecessary person individually pushed the button for the first floor lobby, they'll really be taken to the basement. If someone unwillingly pressed the button to go to the convention guest rooms on the 12th floor, they'll instead be taken to the 13th floor. Yeah, that's what I thought. This clue is safe for your case file. Cleo deserves a treat. So when Kiki, no, not Kiki, the person that wrote the magazine, whose name starts with an L, she thought Karina pressed 12, it was actually taken to 13, where Hannah was. So Hannah being up on the 13th floor the whole time is not an alibi. In fact, it makes her more likely the murderer. Which was my initial assumption. Now you know my secret, I shall never let you escape. No. No. You have got a dog, you know. I won. Yeah, demon. We've found all the clues, met all the substitute, and uncovered all the evidence. We're ready to contact Officer Adams and explain how the crime was committed, who killed the victim, and reveal all the secrets of the case. Yeah, let's proceed to the explanation. I am sure. Why not? Hello? Excellent, yes, Detective. Officer Bailey and I will have everything prepared. I wonder what we're getting prepared this time. Perhaps the elevator? Would you like to attempt to guess the identity of the killer before the explanation scene? I would. Yes. Who killed Rina Ishida? Inka killed Rina Ishida. Hard. Yeah, hard. Yes. Hours before dawn. Oh, we got the moving body, the body moving thing. Roof. How long are you gonna put us all through this shame and dishonor? I'm jet lagged and it's the middle of the night. Do the American police even have any idea who killed my singer? We need to figure out what happened, no matter what. I understand your frustration, and I'm going to try to make this as clear as possible. One of the people here now murdered Rina Ishida, and I know who it was. The death was quite a pleasing one, and it seemed impossible. The victim was heard screaming inside her locked hotel room on the 12th floor, and then later her body was recovered on stage inside the locked Atlanta theatre. While this old hotel is prone to decades of rumors about ghosts and the supernatural, there is a perfectly logical explanation for Rina Ishida's murder. Rina's singing career may have brought her legions of fans, but here at YokoCon in Philadelphia is surrounded by bitter enemies with dark motives. Oh, rubbish. I had just met the poor girl. Betty Build-A-Bit. After the victim's body was discovered, you did everything you could to convince the police that the death was an occult phenomenon, an ulterior motive for propagating these rumors and legends. When Cleo and I discovered this clue, I read that you were hoping to profit from her death. That was the balance sheet. The Build-A-Bit Hotel financial balance sheet. Your beloved family Build-A-Bit Hotel was in heavy debt to the Liberty Bell Bank, with foreclosure looming if you were unable to find a way to make a lot of money quickly. If your hotel became famous for an unsolved murder case rife with rumors and shock, the surge of media attention would make you rich. It's true, if I don't repay my loan and the bank closes the doors. But I didn't kill her. How can you accuse me of such a crock? Nevertheless, you may have gotten the idea from your employee, Hannah Ko, when she brought this spooky trinket to your attention recently. The Oni statue. While your boss told you to leave this creepy red statuette on her desk in the hotel lobby, sometimes it turned up inside the victim's locked bedroom. What, me? I was just following orders. Leave my hotel stuff out of it. You've got a lot of nerve. I'm only suggesting that you had an accomplice in your plan to turn the Build-A-Bit Hotel into a horror tourism destination. You and your hired help weren't the only ones who could have had the opportunity to conspire together for your own gains. Sounds to me like a wild goose chase, Detective. Admit it, you're totally lost. Only when you admit that you had your own secret reasons for financing the anime convention, Mr. Kramer. I admit nothing. You were only here for your own wild goose chase, a treasure hunt. Claire and I discovered when we stumbled upon this strange old document that was in your possession. Bartholomew's riddle. You discovered the riddle left by Bartholomew Build-A-Bit, the original proprietor of the hotel, which you believed would lead you to treasure. At first you wanted nothing to do with your daughter's idea to put on an anime convention. It wasn't until you read a newspaper article suggesting the whereabouts of a secret stash of gold that you agreed to cooperate with her. Daddy, is it true? Lana dear, our business is very complicated, very complex. All right, Gary, it's true. I thought YokoCon was a poor business idea, like most of my daughter's whims and fancies. But when I found this sheet of paper, I knew I'd figured out something that nobody else had picked up on. Hosting the event here would give me ample time to search for Bartholomew's treasure while Betty and the hotel staff were distracted. You fool! It was rum! Rum! What? There was no treasure in my grandfather's secret speakeasy. You knew about that? He was my grandfather, after all. You still need to pay up. I'm waiting. The treasure hunt may have led to a death den, but Bartholomew the prohibition-era bartender wasn't the only one bootlegging. What are you talking about? Unlicensed merchandise based on Rina Ishida's performance. Cleo and I found the suspicious item in the convention suite. It was the suite. Oh. The cosplay week? That looked exactly like Rina Ishida's stylish hair. Your father was planning to start mass producing and selling accessories for a Rina Ishida cosplay, with you as well as an accessory. Alright, it's true. I took the cosplay with you. I couldn't resist. The craftsmanship was just so incredibly realistic. Oh my gosh, I had to have it. I knew the situation was hairy, but I certainly didn't kill Rina Ishida. I can't believe this. You were going to steal the costume design. That's what this is all about. All you wanted to do was exploit her. What about you, Ori-san? From what Cleo and I learned, Rina Ishida was putting a record label under a lot of pressure. Excuse me? Rina Ishida was planning to leave Oricon Records very soon. Cleo and I discovered this when we read this important legal document. A record contract. The one she hadn't renewed. Rina Ishida, who you saw as one of your company's most prized assets, was planning to retire from singing, to graduate, to leave and move on. Alright, it's true. Rina Ishida's departure would have been a public relations disaster. I was going to let that happen. I said you're going to throw black paint on her. But I didn't kill her. Rena was going to graduate from being an idol performer. She was going to leave the music business. That would have been hard on her fans. But you, Kiki Suzuki, were extremely jealous. Rena Ishida was my hero. We were faced with a difficult choice, which clearly I read about in your own words when we found this startling clue. Your diary. In your diary. I don't want to do this. It goes against every aspect of my being. It's horrible, but I have no choice. I can't believe this is what my career has come to. It's true. I was under contract to stir up drama with Rena for the record label to help generate attention. Kiki, you're violating our non-disclosure agreement. So what? I don't care. Now she's dead. This is more important than my career. Rivalry between idol singers sounds like juicy gossip to me. Absolutely, you had a lot of private knowledge of the murder victim's history as part of a popular idol performance duo. Sue and I learned a lot about her history as part of another horrible tragedy from 2 years ago when we read this. A newspaper article. Music zine, sorry. It's pronounced magazine, so it should be zine. We found an old issue of the music zine that you published. The special issue from 2 years ago. I brought it with me to the convention so I could show it to Rena. You even showed us a shocking unpolished picture of Rena and her friend Jennifer taken at the Philadelphia Public Gardens. Maybe you were looking to blackmail Rena Ishida with this image? Maybe she wouldn't pay. That's not true. All I wanted to do was give it a retrospective interview with Rena Ishida for my readership. Her idol group, Rena X Henley, meant so much to all the fans. You all wanted Rena to succeed after her duet partner Hime died young. The victim certainly meant a lot to you, Robert. Well, I enjoyed her music. A lot of people do. It made you very upset when Rena Ishida spoiled your vase, as clear as I learned when you were seen with this item. The rose bouquet. Bouquet of roses you bought for the murder victim. True, I had a huge fan crush on Rena, and I was devastated when she just walked right by me. No idea when she was planning to retire from music. Guess I only saw her as a performer, which might be why she reacted the way she did. But as you can see, each one of you had reasons to resent Rena Ishida or to benefit from her death. First, it appeared as though each of you had an alibi at the time she screamed from inside her locked hotel room on the 12th floor. I was the one who heard her scream. I raced around the 12th floor in the lobby until I found the hotel proprietor. Mr. Kramer can confirm my alibi for the time of death. We were arguing. The three of us can vouch for each other's whereabouts. Robert Forbes and I were watching videos and talking in the room across the 12th floor balcony. Affirmative. I was in the exhibition hall, nowhere near her bedroom. Likewise, I got lost in the hotel basement at the time. I was working up on the 13th floor. And how was Rena Ishida's murder possible? You'll find out, Officer Adams. When Cleo and I explored the secret catacombs, we discovered a clue that was as good as gold. The clue that explained the whole locker room's puzzle surrounding the victim's death, the fake elevator buttons. We found a set of pink buttons which are a perfect match to the buttons in the main elevator that connects the basement, 1st floor, mezzanine, 12th floor, and 13th floor. We clearly created and used these fake buttons to obfuscate the true location of Rena Ishida's death. That was their trick to make it seem impossible to create the perfect crime. Even though Ori-san heard a woman scream from inside Rena Ishida's hotel room, the true murder had already taken place somewhere else. The victim was already dead. The elevator button pedal is designed so that the higher floors are read from down to up and from left to right. If the pattern had been changed inconsistently, for example the button for 12 was switched with the button for 13 without any other changes, then it might have aroused suspicion from the hotel guests. That's why 2 sets of fake buttons were made. A lot more convincing and believable that way. The killer simply switched the buttons for 12 and 13 and also for B and 1. The simple trick is what made the crime possible. Multiple witnesses saw Rena Ishida leaving the foyer in the elevator after she'd been threatened by Kiki Suzuki and then approached by Robert Forbes. When Rena Ishida left the foyer on the 4th floor to retire to her bedroom on the 12th floor, she naturally would have pressed the button labeled 12, but instead, unbeknownst to her, the elevator took her to a different floor of the built hotel instead. Where was Rena Ishida killed? The 13th floor, where Hanako was. As the buttons for floor 12 and 13 were switched, Rena unwittingly got off on the 13th floor, where she was ambushed by the murderer. The murderer being Hannah Kerr. The killer had no reason to lie about their whereabouts at the time of death, as long as everyone believed that the victim was murdered inside a locked hotel room. Then who killed Rena Rashida, Detective? Hannah Kerr. I told you already. Listen. Hannah Kerr is the murderer. Excuse me? I saw Rena Rashida leave the elevator and enter her locked hotel room. She walked right behind me without saying a word. You saw someone dressed in Rena Rashida's costume walk by, and then you heard someone scream from inside Rena Rashida's hotel room. I waited 2 long years for this moment. As soon as Rena got off the elevator on the 13th floor, Hanako was armed with the murder weapon and ready to strike. She quickly slit the throat of the famous J-pop singer who she hated so much. She then dressed up in her clothes. Next, scattered by Rena Rashida's signature look with extravagant long bangs of hair and a medical face mask, Kaneko walked right past Tomazakazu Ori into the victim's hotel room on the 12th floor. Anna had already finished Rena's hotel room keycard off her person, which allowed her to enter the locked door. Placed a sinister-looking red Japanese Oni statue in the room during the interval she was inside. And then she waited. And screamed. When Ori-chan's son heard the scream from inside Rena's locked bedroom, his immediate reaction was to seek help opening the locked bedroom door. He hurried to the first floor and frantically tried to find Betty Buildabout. It was clear for Hannah to escape from the seemingly locked room where it appeared that Rena Rashida had been attacked. And then she died. The rest was, well, housekeeping. During the intensive hotel manhunt to look for Rena Rashida, Hanako had lots of time to neatly clean up the crime scene. The blood-red towel which Cleo and I found in the hotel swimming pool was used to cover the victim's body so it wouldn't be seen. The blood was filtered out when Hannah drained the water in the pool. The cosplay wig was pasted in the exhibition hall where Hannah knew exactly that Lana Crow would be enticed by it. Rena's hotel room keycard was dumped in the basement where Cleo noticed it later. One thing I don't understand is how the killer brought the victim's body into the theatre on stage. The front door of the Atlantic Theatre was locked and the freight elevator from the basement had been reported broken before the guest arrived at Yokai-Con. The answer is the elevator was not broken. How did she get in and out? It was all lies and deception, as I said earlier. Who reports the broken windows on the 13th floor to the hotel management? Who anonymously ships the mysterious Oni statue to the hotel and shows it to her boss? Claims that the freight elevator in the basement is broken? At the time of Rena Rashida's murder, what was the true condition of the freight elevator? Working. It was working. The freight elevator was still in perfect working order when Hanako used it to bring Rena Rashida's body into the locked Atlantic Theatre. So that was the strange popping mechanical noise I heard when I inadvertently took the elevator to the basement and got lost. Killing Rena with the machete, Hannah used it a second time to actually break the elevator cables once the job was done. Created the illusion of a locked room and corroborated a claim that the freight elevator had been broken all along. But not before accidentally clicking over the button of paint and tracking a few footprints in the seemingly locked Atlantic Theatre. He had been obsessively plotting to murder Rena Rashida for a long time. When you saw the announcement that she'd be performing at Yokai-Con, you took this job at the Build-A-Bit Hotel and agreed to work under the table for low wages. Also, you could formulate the perfect crime. You would have your revenge, wouldn't you, Rachel? The sister. Rachel? Who is Rachel? Rachel is a true identity of the person you've come to know as Hanako. Or Hanako. As it was said in the video earlier, you guys thought that I didn't notice, but I did. I noticed everything. This old issue from Stellar J-Pop magazine from if you watched any of my other Let's Plays, you know that's not true. I do not notice everything. Old issue of Stellar J-Pop magazine from 2 years ago describes a harrowing account of Jennifer Hime Berger showing an untimely death at a photo shoot in the Philadelphia Public Gardens. Tragedy has shocked the world of J-pop music last night as Hime, aka Jennifer Bjerregaard of Hime X Rena, was suddenly found dead at a photo shoot in the Philadelphia Public Gardens. Jennifer Beauregard passed away due to a severe allergic reaction, and her body was recovered by her duo partner, Rina Rashida. Jennifer is survived by her parents and her sister, Rachel. But I do like that every clue is set up in advance, so that you can realistically solve the thing before the end. Stella Noons, the design's editor-in-chief, I think that like a lot of mystery books do this. And some do it badly and some do it good, and I think the series as a whole is doing it really well, so props to the writers for that one. Stella Noons, the design's editor-in-chief, later showed me the secret picture taken by her automatic camera at the scene of Jennifer Beauregard's death. The only one that Stella and Hime's family members knew about. Incredible. It looks like Rina killed Hime by stabbing her. I don't believe it. This damning photograph from 2 years ago was Rachel's motive for Rina Rashida's murder. Stop calling me Rachel. I think it's time that you clear up who this Rachel person is. You and I figured out when we watched the old performance video from Hime's Rina. Banger. Thanks so much to everyone for enjoying our music and videos. I want to thank our friends, family, and our fans from all over the world. And my wonderfully creative sister, Hanako, for making these amazing costumes. Yeah, figured it out when she first watched the video, of course. Who is Hanako Rachel Beauregard? That is Hime's sister. What was the motive for murder? She was revenge. She thought that. She thought that, Thingamajig, Rana, killed, Jennifer. Hanako's true identity is Rachel Beauregard, Jennifer Hime Beauregard's sister. In the music video, she is credited as Idol Group's costume designer, Hanako. Hanako or Hanako. How amusing, detective. You figured it out. How did I move Rina Rashida's heavy body from the 13th floor all the way to the theater on the 1st floor? She's right, it's impossible. You have been going for a while with this theory, but it seems like you've got a bit off the rails, detective. I have not, Officer Bailey. I have not. There's got to be a clue that explains how she did it. What could it be? Well, we know. We know. It's the dog toy. No clue, it's not the time to play now. Dog toy. But the dog toy doesn't explain anything. Yes, it does. It was in the laundry basket. You got this, guy. You got this. I think I get it. Where did Cleo and I recover this dog toy? Laundry cart. The laundry cart. Cleo and I found this hotel laundry cart left out on the hotel roof. Laundry cart was used to conceal and transport the victim's body from the 13th floor to the Atlantic Theater using the freight elevator in the basement. The murderer tried hiding it on the roof in hopes of preventing the police from making this important connection. You have mastered disguise, Rachel. If Cleo and I hadn't recovered those phony elevator buttons from the underwater drain in the catacombs, you might have escaped. The evidence proves that you're the only person that had the opportunity to commit this horrible crime. I never expected that somebody would recover my phony elevator buttons when I dropped them into the storm drain in the hotel courtyard. It's true. I am secretly. Since that fateful day, I became like the Japanese Oni statue, pure evil, hell-bent on avenging Jennifer's death. Nothing will stand in my way. All my schemes led up to what happened earlier tonight. When I saw that a secret photograph that the magazine photograph gave to my parents, I knew that the worst was true. Rina Rashida stabbed my sister to death in cold blood, so that she could ink a deal with Oricon Records as a solo performer, so greed and selfishness for a music career. And she was not. Do what you want with me, I don't care. Your people are not my judges. Rina Rashida got away with murder and she deserved to die by my hand. Not at all, not at all. She did not. She wanted to get into medicine. You killed an aspiring allergenist. You're wrong, Rachel. Rena didn't murder your sister. It's the opposite. She tried to save her. No, you lie. Jennifer Beauregard is claimed to have died from an allergic reaction, not a stab wound. You're asking me to disbelieve my own eyes? That accursed photographer is the real story. Never trusted anybody who tried to get close to Jennifer once her singing started getting noticed. No, not even the doctors. I'm the only one who cared about my sister when everybody else wanted to hurt her. Look closely, Rachel. What object is Rena actually holding in her hand at this moment? Here's what the picture actually shows. An auto injector. There's bees all around. Jennifer! Jennifer! No. Here, Jennifer. Take this. Emmy's death was attributed to an allergic reaction. She was stung by a bee in the public garden. By accident, she left her medical water injector in her car. Rena hurried back to Jennifer's car as fast as she could to retrieve the life-saving medical device and give her necessary treatment, but she was too late. In Stella's automatic camera photograph, the device in Rena's hands is in the knife. It's him as medical auto injector. Rena did everything she could to save her best friend's life. I think it would have worked, honestly, because the way that a bee sting works is like swelling around the heart. The epinephrine would stop the swelling and get her blood into her airways. I mean, she might have already been very close to death, but the fact that she could speak and breathe meant that, you know, she was more likely to be saved with the epinephrine. Everything she could do to save her best friend's life. Epinephrine is just adrenaline. It essentially shocks the heart into beating really fast. Don't you see, Rachel? Rena didn't want all of this to happen. All she wanted for you was for your sister, Jennifer, to be alive and happy. Rena signed out with Oricon Records after her partner's untimely death so she could live Hime's dream of being a J-pop idol music star. It was tragically taken away, but secretly she was miserable and mourned the loss of her best friend and performance partner. Having done her best and made her peace, she was planning to leave the music career behind, which is why she refused to sign a new contract with Oricon Records. Rena Shida leave for Hime. Now it's time for her to graduate from being an idol and to finally live her own dream. She had been accepted to medical school and her plan was to become an allergist, so she could save other people like Hime. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a story. It's not based on real life, right? And I think it's a very good story. Rena. None of the fans knew how selfless she really was. Yes, I see. Stella, this is all your fault, you sick paparazzi. If you hadn't taken that accursed photograph... Actually, Stella didn't take it, it was automatic. Oh, Jennifer, what have I done? Don't worry, your sister will always love you. Oh, she's gonna run on, quick, after... Just like every other murderer in this game, they run. I know where she's going, luckily. I can beat her to it. Quick, 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 quick. Quick, quick, quick. We've got the auto injector from earlier. Rachel. Yeah. I knew it. No. She had the auto injector up in the roof, so she knew she was allergic as well. Doesn't make sense. She's dead. It is suicide by bee. Epilogue. What have we learned this time? Yoko might have been cancelled due to the horrible events that had just taken place, but Claire still captured the unofficial award for best costume. Kawaii! A star is born! How did she get just such an adorable costume anyway? It was from the video game. You guessed that Hanako was the killer before the explanation scene started. I sure did. You successfully guessed the killer made her game over, made her Otaku. Congratulations, well done. They found a total of 20 out of 20 doggy bags while exploring the Build-A-Bit Hotel. As a special test, Glide made Cleo a special Japanese treat. Candy stick poutine, sugoi! Not sugoi, not sugoi. If anything, it would be umai, delicious. 2 months later. It says in today's newspaper that Betty Build-A-Bit was able to raise enough money from horror tourism to pay off the bank loan and keep the family hotel. That seems positive, I mean, slightly. Billy Kramer lost money on his investment in Yoko Khan, but something tells me he'll be alright financially, at least. Next, I think I'd like to sell my company. There's a much safer bet than some speculative treasure hunts. Yeah, right, Billy. Yeah, right. Iki Suzuki went on to have a promising career as a J-pop music artist with Oricon Records. In an exclusive interview with Stellar Idol Zine, she realized that she is secretly dating a computer expert who she met in Philadelphia. Ooh. That about wraps it up. I sure hope that nobody else is going to get murdered in the next few minutes. Well, not in your life, guy, not in your life. Phew. Well, Claire, looks like we have time to relax and play video games for a change. What do you think? Yeah, let's play some video games. Collect all the doggy bags to win, avoid the Fall Guys. Ooh, where am I? Which one am I? Oh, I'm there. Yeah. Now that I actually know where Cleo is. Alright, I'm gonna get all these doggy bags. You guys ready to see my awesome Pac-Man skills? Get out of the way, Saul. And can you name what games these are from? Check it in the comments. Will you win anything? No. Apart from my pride. Get out of the way, Elias. You're blocking that dog food. We need this food over here. The owner statue is blocking that other food. Elias. Elias, get out of my way. Alrighty, one more try, one more try. Oh, we're doing so well. So well. Let's get this one, this one. And then let's head back down. And I reckon we can quickly get the other two. And we're done. Alrighty. You win! Ah. I only need to win once. For my pride to remain intact. Thank you for playing Meta is Game Over, Meta Otaku. We hope you enjoyed Cleo and guys like its spooky Meta Mystery Adventure. I did. I really did. Since you've made it this far, please feel free to leave a review of this game or check out our other games in the Meta is Game Over series to support the video. I played all of them, mate. I will play the next one as soon as it comes out though. I really enjoy this series and I want to see it succeed. So keep on making them, they're great. The end. Well, thank you for watching. Thank you again to the lovely people that make Meta is Game Over Meta Otaku, especially Matthew Myers. Matthew, sing out in the comments. Tell us when the next game's going to release. Give us a direct release date. No, I'm only joking. I'm only joking. Jeffrey Gordon, thank you for your story consultants as always. All the you lovely people that did the custom art. Who did the music? The singing? Sasha. That was great. This might be my favorite Meta is Game Over so far. The story, great. 10 out of 10. The dialogue, also great. The mystery, great. As I said like before, I really enjoy the fact that you can solve these beforehand. It makes my brain work extra hard and I like that. So yeah, keep it up. In the meantime, anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you like this, make sure to leave a like or a comment or even subscribe if you haven't already. Otherwise, have a wonderful rest of your evening. See ya!